The Slap Battles Halloween update of 2025 has been out for a little over a week now by the time I'm recording this, and this is definitely one of, if not the craziest Halloween update I've ever gotten in Slap Battles. However, even with it being such a big update, it definitely had some major problems that made this update have some big downsides to it. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining what went wrong with the Halloween update and how it could have been better. This video was heavily inspired by Kobe Mean's video on what went wrong with the Slap Royale rework, so huge credits to him. Check out his video, I'll leave the link in the description. But anyways, let's get started. Now, the first major problem with this Halloween update was how the Poltergeist and Harvester glove attainments were both glitched out, and you literally could not obtain both of these gloves when the update first released. The Poltergeist game mode was glitched out, same issue last year, the sign was glitched so the portal wouldn't come down, so you couldn't actually get into the game mode. So the Poltergeist game mode was glitched out, couldn't even get that. Then the Harvester game mode was also glitched out, where even if you were able to beat all the corn mazes, you would still not be able to get the badge. The game just would not give you the badge even if you completed all the mazes. So yeah, both of these gloves being unobtainable when the update came out was a very big problem, and yeah, it was extremely annoying for people who got far into the corn mazes and couldn't even get the badge. Super annoying to deal with. Now moving on to the actual game mode for the Harvester glove, the Pim Corn Maze. I do think it was pretty cool actually. I liked the idea of the game mode. I thought it was cool having a lot of entities in there, not just Pim, but also some unique entities in the game as well. So yeah, I thought that was all pretty cool. However, this game mode was definitely kind of repetitive after a while of having to, go through all these mazes. Not only did you have to do each maze 4 times, the same one, but just more entities being added. But then you also had to do a 5th maze, which you had to, get past an even bigger maze with a bunch of open spaces, so it was very easy for the entities to kill you. Then you had the chase scene, which could be annoying if you don't know where to go, which, not many people knew where to go at first, so you got all that way, and then you just died, which was pretty annoying to be honest, but yeah, honestly, I do think this game mode was cool. However, I think it was definitely way too repetitive. Repeating the same maze like 4 times and then doing a final one, which is just more difficult. I don't know, I just got very exhausted and just my brain was honestly fried after getting it because I had been doing the maze for like a few hours at that point, so I definitely think the game mode should not have been as repetitive. Now moving on to the Harvester glove itself. When this glove first released, it seemed pretty interesting and cool. However, people quickly caught on to the fact that it was way too overpowered. It's basically just a scythe/psycho dupe, and you can pretty much just drag people towards the edge and just immediately kill them with the scarecrow ability. And yeah, it's very annoying. Now you would think the devs would nerf this when they started seeing this problem. Well, wrong. What they actually decided to do was, buff it, and honestly, I don't really know why the devs decided to do this. I get that this glove is definitely, supposed to be a good glove. It's limited, but it shouldn't be this overpowered, and if the devs already saw it was way too overpowered, they shouldn't have gave it a buff. Now moving on to the Halloween map. I will say this map is very cool. It's very unique. There's a lot of vibrant colors in it, and overall this map is probably one of the most unique maps I've ever gotten in the game. However, I will say that there's something annoying about this map that I don't really like, and I'm not sure if anyone else has experienced this, but let me tell you what it is. So we all know for every seasonal update in Slap Battles, there's always extra props or objects around the map, such as for Halloween we have like hay bales, and like pumpkins. For Christmas we have, candy canes and presents lying around the map, which is all cool, and I like that a lot. It makes the map way more unique. However, this year especially, the Halloween map has way more objects than it did last year. Here's a picture of the old Halloween map compared to the one right now. You can see it right now. But yeah, as you can see, there are so many objects around the map, and it makes it way harder to actually PvP. Especially if you're trying to get kills with, let's say, Killstreak or some other, Killstreak-based glove. If you're trying to kill people, people can easily just land on these fences and not die, and it just makes it very annoying to PvP with. At least that's what I've been noticing when I'm trying to get kills with certain gloves. Another thing that's very different from the other maps is this, giant, pile of, straw or hay. And yeah, this is a really cool addition. It's very unique, and it does make the map a bit different. However, it is also annoying to have to deal with people camping on this. They can easily just go on top of the, pile of hay or straw. They can easily just stay up here and camp it. And yeah, from what I've noticed and when I'm trying to play the game and people are just camping up here, it's quite annoying to deal with in my opinion. So those are probably the biggest problems with this Halloween update. Now, what are some solutions for these problems that the devs could have used to actually prevent these from happening, or at least fix them once they realized they were in the game? Well, starting off with the Poltergeist and Harvester gloves being unobtainable, In my opinion, that should have never been an issue to begin with. I mean, they already had last year with the Poltergeist game of being glitched out, so they should have probably been able to figure that out and have that not have been an issue. And then for the Harvester game mode, again, should have just been tested way more, and you know, obviously it shouldn't have been unobtainable. That was definitely probably one of the biggest problems of this update. If the glove isn't even obtainable, what's the point of having it in the game? I mean, they definitely, like I said, should have tested that out way more and made sure that it was at least obtainable and the game wasn't just glitched out. And then moving on to the Harvester glove, they should have also probably tested this out in game as well, and they probably would have seen that this glove was way too OP and it was basically just like another scythe but more overpowered. But let's say that they actually genuinely didn't know and they introduced it to the game. They saw that it was way too overpowered and people were definitely complaining, so they should have definitely nerfed it, not giving it any buffs, which, yeah, in my opinion, I'm not really sure why they gave it a buff, and I think that was kind of a bad idea. So yeah, not only should this glove have been tested with PvP before it was even released, but it also should have been nerfed when the devs saw it was way too overpowered, people were complaining about it. And then moving on to the map, I do like this map a lot, like I said. However, I do think that there's way too many objects in the main arena blocking people from actually falling off. These fences is fine to have them, but maybe make them a little bit shorter in height and also make them a bit more spread out because there's definitely a lot of them. Same with these hay bales and, you know, all these objects on the main arena specifically. It does make PvP a little bit more annoying in my opinion. At least that's what I've experienced. And then this giant pile of straw, maybe they could have made this a little bit shorter, maybe a bit more like flattened and spread out. That way you don't have people just camping, especially like on top of the scarecrow or whatever, just like this, jumping down, slapping people off, you know, just stuff like that. It does make PvP, again, like I said, definitely more annoying. But anyways, yeah, those are some major issues that I saw with the Halloween update and some solutions for these issues. You guys are free to disagree with me, it's just my opinion. However, do keep it civil in the comments if you do disagree and want to comment. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of this Halloween update in the comments below. I'd be interested to hear. But anyways, yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.